Hi, my friend. Welcome to week 8, last name. As we go through definition of love, we have a lot of influences, and part of it is family. And in this week's story, I share how I made my last name as my identity. And again, this is like some of the things that had kind of tainted my belief about God's love and the meaning of love, right? I didn't really have the foundation of my identity in Jesus Christ. In this story, you will find how I adored my last name, how I used that to be my identity, and how I saw myself as somebody that belonged to a certain clan and family. But as I go through my traumatic experience of being abused by my grandfather, a lot of things just came out of the surface, from toxic behaviors, manipulation, and really just able to have the courage to face and be like, you know what, this type of trauma, this generational cycle is stopping here right now. It will not be passed on. And especially in my Filipino culture, this is not something that we would talk about publicly or even talk about therapy. I was just taught to just move on and be strong and to see the good things. There's no process. There's no process in between. There's no taking time to heal. And I think it's easy to just point fingers and be like, well, you could have saved me, which I did. I did that to my parents. I wanted them to save me. And then what I realized is that it is not their fault. They have parts of it. I'm going to admit that. But the thing is we are all ignorant when it comes to seeing the symptoms and the effect of abuse. We didn't know a healthy way of coping from all of this. And I think that's why I was really advocating sharing this information, especially like groups, like organization like Trees of Hope, who are educating us the signs and symptoms of abuse and how to talk to our children if these things happen, and how to even seek a therapist going through that, how to seek a coach, somebody who had been through that and help you spiritually navigate this kind of traumatic event that happened into our lives. And again, I encourage you, if you know someone who's going through this and you see something off, we are all mandate reporter, and I really encourage you to go to Trees of Hope and find ways to call and report that, because we are all mandate reporters. And as we go through this week, here are some of the things that we want to reflect on. On your journal this week, write down if you had ever experienced abuse in your life. Has your family belief and culture had hindered you in your healing journey? Did you feel isolated? I want you to write down how you feel, things that have hindered you from your healing journey. And imagine, how would you feel if you let it all go and found your identity in Christ? Well, my friend, I will share you my experience. Once I started to accept my responsibility, knowing the fact that I will not get my validation from my parents nor from my perpetrator who did that to me, I started to become more courageous and more brave in pursuing my healing, my take on this journal, because I feel like my cultural beliefs and family beliefs have kind of hindered me in my healing. And to be honest, it was really tough and it was messy, and at some point in my life I was blaming my parents. But then as I go through my healing journey, I realized that they didn't know any better either, and they're doing the best that they could. And even now, some of the parts that coming up is not really the adult me, but the younger parts of me needing that assurance and validation. And as I go to therapy, which my therapist had taught me, is to take care of my younger parts, to find the acceptance and the validation, and my worth will not be changed through what my parents would say or what they would do for me. Rather, that I'm already worthy, I'm already enough. And I'm gonna add one more thing, that God already told us that we're worthy. From the very first week, I already told you that He already knew us before we even formed. So we are worthy already. It doesn't matter what other people say, either our parents or our partner, we are already worthy because He said so. We are already enough. And the other thing that really helped me when I journal is that, like how my therapist told me, is to really talk to my younger parts and really take care of them as if they're my own children, my own daughter. And I hope that it could help you too. And here's some verses to meditate on. Isaiah chapter 41 verse 10. So do not fear, for I am with you. Do not be dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you and help you. I will uphold you with my righteous hand. Psalm chapter 147 verse 3. He heals the brokenhearted and binds up their wounds. Isaiah chapter 43 verse 4. Because you are precious in my eyes and honored, and I love you, I give men in return for you, people in exchange for your life. And again, I shared some songs for you to listen to this week. So make sure to meditate on that this week. And really just let yourself be free. Write those down. Process your emotion. Feel your emotions. You're not alone, my friend. And He's here watching you. He's here hearing you right now. He's with you. Alright? And I'll see you next week.